Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in. I know I'm a little bit late, but we are here. We're in the building. Motivated mornings, reactivated. Hope you guys have had a blessed weekend. Hopefully, everything that you have done has been wanted to do, you got done. Hopefully, you're on task for this morning. Thanks again for tuning in. Thanks for all those who hit me up during the break. Um, wasn't an intentional break, but a very much so needed break just to get some things accomplished and handled. But thanks for tuning in. I want to talk to you today. I don't have any thing else to talk about, but this one thing. I was in prayer this morning, and what was pressed upon me is I know we talked about it before, but it's very important. As I was listening to one of my favorite guys on YouTube, it's about um, don't leave your focus unguarded. Don't leave your focus unguarded. We are in month three of the year already. We are in month three of the year already. And some of us have set in place some things that we wanted to accomplish this year. Some of us have set in place some things that we wanted to do this year. And I think it's vitally important that we understand in order for those things to happen, in order for those things to take place, we cannot leave our focus unguarded. You can't leave it up to it's going to get done. No, you gotta set some goals, make time to get some stuff done. Don't just take it upon yourself to think that it's just gonna happen or it may happen later or this or that. No, you gotta make sure that you do your part and making sure that you're not in the same position, in the same condition that you were last year by doing something different this year. And that comes from not leaving your focus unguarded. When your focus is unguarded, the enemy has legal jurisdiction to distract you. When your focus is unguarded, when you are outside of the will of God for your life, the enemy has legal jurisdiction to distract you. He has legal right. He's within his rights because you left your focus unguarded. And so this is why this is important. I couldn't go on. I can't go. I had some other things I want to talk about, but this has been impressed on me because so many people just leave it totally unguarded. We're not focused enough. We're not driven enough, goal oriented enough because we are this is who we are. This is who we are. This is what we have allowed ourselves to be. We have allowed ourselves to become. And the reason why we have allowed this is because we have done this so much. It's become repetitive. It's become what we are used to doing. And because of that practice, we have left ourselves in a position where we can be distracted, and sure enough, we have been distracted. And not so much to the point of distraction of my attention is totally shifted. But if it's not focused on where I'm going, how can I get there? How can I get there? How can I effectively get to where I'm going if my attention is diverted? My attention is somewhere else. And that's what the enemy has done. He's diverted our attention. We know where we got to go. We know what we got to do. But the simple fact of the matter is this: we aren't getting there because our attention it's been derailed. It's been derailed for whatever the situation. We've allowed people, we've allowed family, we've allowed all these things to stop us and derail us from where we are headed to or what we said we wanted to do. And the thing about it is, it continues to happen. And most people think it just happens out of, it's out of happenstance. We can't put anything to it. But I want you to know it's strategic. Your derailment from your attention to your goals is strategic. That is the enemy's job so that you are unproductive and you don't see results. So you'll get tired and you'll get frustrated. The only reason why we're tired and frustrated because we don't see the results, and the results are the fuel we need. The results are the fuel you need to continue. It's the fuel you need to progress. It's the fuel you need to get back to it. But if you don't have any results, if you don't have any evidence, what will happen is you'll get frustrated in the middle of the process and then you'll stop. That's why every year you start a goal and then it stops because you didn't give yourself enough time to be focused in it so that you can produce the results that you needed to fuel you to get to the next. But what has happened? We've allowed this kind of practice to continue in our lives. And that's why year after year, we're in the same position, same condition. You might go up a little bit, but you go right back down to the norm. We're settling for that normal level. But this time around, we cannot settle for that normal level. We got to progress. We got to go to the next level, so that this level that we've been at is not our norm anymore. But we're going to practice that. We're going to continue to progress and ever progress, so that our norm is continue to be greater than the time before. And once that happens, then we set a new trend, that all we are doing is producing in us the ability and the want to continue to go on. We are producing this in us because we are staying focused on our goals. Get to those goals. Write it down. The Bible says that you got to write the vision and make it plain, so those that read it can run. You need to be able to read it and run. You need to be able to know where you're headed, and you need to be able to read where you're trying to go and get to it. But if you haven't took the time to even write the goal down, quit fooling yourself. Quit fooling yourself. You haven't even take time to strategically plan out your next 5 months, your next 6 months. You haven't took the time to do that, but you can plan out what you're going to do today, because you know what's on your agenda. But we are just too fashioned to just face what's in front and not be worried about what's next. You cannot afford that anymore. If you're going to be productive, if you're going to get where you're going, you cannot afford that anymore. Come here, Calvin. I need to go.
Hi. Okay.
All right. You can't get where you're going. You're not going to be able to get where you're going. You got to make time to get those goals. All right. Appreciate it, buddy. You got to make sure to get those goals written out. You got to stick to the agenda. Quit letting everything get you off course. And the reason why is because you're giving so much attention to things that don't even matter. They don't have the capacity to get you nowhere. They don't have any. I take that back. They have the capacity to keep you stagnant. They have the capacity to keep you right where you've been, and you've allowed it to happen time and time again. But when is it going to happen? When you allow yourself. You got to adapt this principle of no matter what. When you adapt that principle of no matter what, guess what's going to happen? Guess what's going to happen? You're going to begin to see yourself get some stuff done. You're going to begin to see yourself get some stuff done. And out of that, it's going to fuel you. It's going to fuel you. Progress fuels progress. Progress fuels progress. But you cannot fuel any progress if you content with being where you are. You gotta get frustrated with where you are, enough to say that I'm quitting doing these same habits. I'm quitting doing these same things that have gotten me here. But I'm gonna make a conscious effort to say I need to do this, this, and that. You need to research the market. You need to know where you're going. You need to know these things. Quit just leaving it up to it'll happen and y'all want it. Wants don't get you anywhere. You want a lot. You want to go a lot of places, but it ain't gonna get you nowhere. Want don't fuel the car. Wants don't fuel the jet. Wants don't fuel the ship. Whatever mode of transportation, wants can't fuel it. It's not gonna fuel it. It doesn't have the capacity to fuel it. But progress fuels progress. Why? Because you're gonna get addicted to the progress. And then you're going to find yourself moving ahead. And year after year, month after month, day after day, you're going to see yourself moving ahead. And that's going to fuel the process so that you can continue to do that. And that now becomes your norm, that you continue to move ahead. Not sit where you are, not be content. But this comes from a place of knowing that sometimes I'm going to be uncomfortable. Sometimes it's not going to be what I feel. Sometimes it's not going to be this overwhelming sense of joy to get these things done. But guess what? The end results, they'll speak for themselves. The end results will speak for themselves. You ain't got to question it. You ain't got to go back and forth with it. The end results will speak. The results will speak. Quit speaking. Quit using your mouth to speak. And let your results speak. It's time to shut up, put up or shut up. Put up or shut up. It's time to get results and let the results do the talking for us. What are your results saying? What are your results saying about you? What are your results saying about your effort? What are your results saying about your focus? What are your results saying about where you're going? What are they saying? What are they saying? You got to come to grips with that. You got to come to grips with that. And if they're not saying what you need them to say, it's time to do some changing. It's time to do something. We're in the third month of 2023. It's flying by. We're in the third month of 2023. And you know good and darn well some of those things you said you were going to do in month 1, some of these things you said in month 2, you haven't got to. But it's no time to put no pity party on. It's no time to beat yourself over the head. It's time to regroup, reset, and go forward. Get some stuff done. Make your list. Get a board, a whiteboard, whatever you got to get, a piece of paper that you keep in your wallet or you keep in your billfold, whatever you got to do. And every day you need to look at it. God, today I'm marking off these things off this list. Today I'm getting this accomplished because I know that my business will never be successful until I do these 3 things. So Father, today I'm going to do these 3 things. Help me to do these 3 things. Help me to stay focused on these. In your list, you need to pray over it. That's how committed you need to be to it. You got to have some conviction or belief. I talked about that Sunday. You got to have conviction or belief. What is conviction or belief? Conviction or belief is belief that demands action. If you really believe it, you'll get some action behind it. But you ain't believing it because the devil has warped your belief in your own self because you have allowed too many things to just be fickle and too many things to be just moved about with the wind. But you got to be stand firm on some stuff so you can get some results. I pray this has blessed you. I pray that it has gotten in your spirit so that you can get that hunger and that thirst for the things that you got to go after. Guard your focus. Stay focused. Keep your vision, your goals ever present before you so you know where you're going. And anything that doesn't look like that, you got to begin to cut it off. Immediately. It's attacking your progress. It's attacking your results. And your results do the speaking. So you got to quit that. I hope this bless you. Tag a friend, share with somebody, let somebody else see it. Somebody else needs to be blessed behind this. Do it for them. It's a whole bunch of comments. I ain't even see all these comments, y'all. But yeah, be blessed, y'all. Be blessed. Good morning, y'all. Have a good day. I didn't even go to the comments, but God just wanted me to say that, so good thing. But y'all be blessed. Share with somebody else and let God be glorified. All right, y'all.